Welcome to Quick Takes with Kevin, a weekly podcast about leadership, life, and ministry with Kevin Ezel, president of the North American Mission Board. Each week, Kevin will be focusing on how pastors can keep their souls healthy in the midst of the demands and challenges of everyday life. Now, here's your host, Kevin Ezel.
Hey, welcome to Quick Takes with Kevin. Today I'm here with Dhati Lewis, who is the Vice President of Sin Network at NAM, and also a practitioner. He's the pastor at Blueprint Church in Atlanta, Georgia. And Dhati, Lance Witt, in his book, Replenish, that's what we're kind of walking through each of these quick takes out of. In Chapter 9, talks about the need for speed. We always feel like we're in a hurry, and it can really impact your ministry where, you're busy doing a lot of things and then never really accomplish much. Yeah. So tell me, how does a sense of hurry, or what do you do to battle that temptation to be always in a hurry?
Well, I'm a church planner, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm all those things. And so it is something that I constantly wrestle with. But I think one of the things that, like a statement that I constantly tell myself is I need to don't underestimate or don't overestimate what I can do in a year, but don't underestimate what I can do in 5.
Yeah.
And I think this continuing being faithful on things and creating a 5-year plan versus always thinking like, all right, this is 1 month, 2 month, And so by creating both long-term and short-term goals it has helped me because I need kind of, immediate gratification, but at the same time, creating long-term destination for what we're doing. It allows me to balance our pace.
Yeah. Sometimes we're scared of that word, or those words, slow down, thinking, I don't want to be lazy. I'm losing ground. And when actually, if you slow down, you take sometimes you can accomplish far more than, and sometimes I think guys equate busyness with effectiveness. Yeah. I know guys who are very busy who don't accomplish a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And I've found if I have a little bit of time to slow down, take some and think through and be more strategic and spend my time more effectively, I can get more done.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole idea, even what we talk about, being better together. We can do more together than apart. Whenever you do things with people, you have to slow down by nature, but you can go further by being able to do that.
Well, tell me, how have you built some slow down time or some slow time into your schedule? Because, my word, you've got a full-time job with NAM. You then also pastor Blueprint, and you're speaking all over the country. Man, how do you insert those slow down?
I think the biggest thing is building margin. And I think by building margin is so important in creating. And so, but this is something I've had to do, as a dad of 6 children,
right,
that I've always had to because it would be busy. So what we do is when I go home with my wife and I was, all right, kids, there's 15 minutes which is just me and mom, and we have couch time.
Yeah.
And so we built that margin in, and it's an intentional margin that we're doing that. And the kids know, don't bother daddy or mom during this time.
Yeah.
Unless there's something major. And I think when you do that, you create that margin for people, and you're always not busy because you always got a budget for something to happen.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times what we end up doing is that we'll kind of budget our day and every single minute,
right,
and then something happens. It throws off everything.
Yeah.
So if you budget with the expectation when something happened, when things happen, it's like, oh, I budgeted time for that to happen.
No,
today.
exactly. I've started doing that ahead of time. Budget 1 day a week. That's my day.
Yeah.
I'm still going to work.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick what I do and who I do it with.
Yeah.
And so, so often you have to have enough encounters, meetings with people you don't really care to meet with. One day where I can go to lunch and just enjoy it. And
I try to do that not just once a week, but I try to do it once a day. So I'll budget a meeting with myself at least once a day because I know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do that a day a week and then a weekend a month. Or so just really trying to kind of set things up where I set that appointment as if it's a real appointment.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're like, oh, I can get it there, and then you end up giving it away.
Yeah. And man, I've gotten to where I never do 3 appointments in a row. I do 2 and then have a third gap appointment, like you said, kind of a challenge. Because so often something happens and
meetings run longer.
You got to call an audible,
things,
and it never fails. And if you got them packed in there, it's just one disaster
and
after another.
I think people feel that. Right. And I think because people feel when you always have this, and I'm talking all right, let me hurry up because you can tell you're not really present.
Yeah.
And I think that communicates to people. And I think when you have that margin, it's like, I can be present with you.
Exhale.
Exhale.
Enjoy.
Let's enjoy the time that we have. And I think that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think sometimes the need for speed is we focus too much on the destination and not on the journey.
Yes.
I mean, you're still young, but getting my age, I start to look back and I think, my gosh, where did time go? We just adopted Libby when she was 1. She just turned 18 yesterday. I was thinking, my word, it's been 17 years. I still remember taking her to Cracker Barrel for the first time.
Cracker Barrel, great package.
That's right. It's a great way to start a relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
But the importance of just slowing down and the old song "Smelling the Roses Along the Way." You got to enjoy the journey, and the only way to do that is to put some pause in there.
There's a question that oftentimes God's first question to Adam when sin entered into the world. He asked him the question, "Where are you?" And that is a constant question I'm asking myself all the time. I'm like, "Where am I?
Yeah.
Where am I?" So when I talk about Adam answered, "I was afraid, so I hid."
Right.
And when you don't do check-ins, you end up allowing your emotions to become your navigation system.
Right.
Versus if you have that check-in, then you can know where you are so that you can be present in the moment.
Right.
And then you don't emanate this frantic, And so this a simple question is, where are you?
Right.
Where am I?
Now, I was looking at in the Delta terminal the other day. Of course, you and I both spent a lot of time in the Delta terminal. But just watching people, and everybody's so busy, and they all look so miserable. And I think, man, I do not want to be that way.
Yes.
And so, listen, Pastor, I encourage you to read the book, and if you don't have it, let me know, and we'll send it to you. But it's so important to counteract the need for speed, to take a little pause, slow down, enjoy the journey. Don't just focus on the destination.
Thanks for joining us for Quick Takes with Kevin. Each week, Kevin will visit with pastors and leaders as they talk about the challenges they face and the lessons they've learned in balancing faith, family, and ministry. Thank you for being with us.